Hello everybody, so I'm just going to solve a puzzle here. Again, I'm traveling and I'm going to make a video here, probably another one after this, either today or tomorrow. But I'm just solving some puzzles on my phone, trying to keep myself sharp and prepare for the World Open. It'll be in about 2 weeks. I'm doing the 3-day schedule. Alright, so it's black to move in this position, and white just played a queen to f6 to d4. So there's multiple checks by black. It looks like we have queen takes g7, but the queen could just capture because it's touching. I also have queen to f7 and queen to e6 check. So I'm looking at checks first. Of course, white's threatening mate on g2 or g7. I'm looking at it backwards. So actually, I can kind of see a solution. With queen to e6 check, the king can't go to. I'm looking at all backwards. The king can't go to c1 because then I would have queen to c2 checkmate, and then I have a. So this is a mating pattern that I covered in my 28 Days to Better Chess Tactics, so I can see it here, and I'll get a smothered mate. Double check. Now the rook's there, and nothing's covering the c2 square, so I get a smothered mate. Alright, let's move on to the next one here. Alright, this is quite interesting. If I take en passant with the pawn... Alright, so I could take with the bishop and threaten checkmate, but he would actually get... Alright, so let's see here. I'll have that rook there, but I'm down quite a lot of material. If I take en passant, the knight can capture. Then I take the rook. There's also bishop and queen threatening to come in with check. So I need to be careful there. There's also the idea of bringing my knight to e5. But then he could play queen to d6. I'm going to take en passant here. Yeah, and then I'll get... Just take this rook. Alright, well, so it looks like that won anyway because there's no way for him to protect that bishop. And his queen's covering the ideas of g6. Although he can give himself an escape square. Alright, so I relied on a little bit of intuition there. Alright, I'll do one more here. Bishop to c6. What's that threatening? Of course, trying to hit the g2 square. Alright, I have some ideas here. I guess I could take the bishop, but I don't really see anything too clear. It looks like ideas of rook takes f6 for sure. And then check. Just need to get the right order here. So rook to f6, rook takes f6. And then after the pawn takes, I would check on queen to g4. The king has to go to g8, and then I could play something like queen to h5. Now sometimes I'll just play the move because I know that'll be the correct move anyway. Well, okay, the computer... Alright, so the king takes, the rook takes, and I ended up with two minor pieces. So let's go back here. So it looks like I missed that discovery after the rook takes. And this is where you really can improve your tactics by figuring out what you missed, even if you got it right. So I missed that check. I need to be more careful of my opponent's threats in the middle of the line. But let's look at, so after the rook takes back, let's go to an analysis board here. Bishop takes, king takes. Okay, so I guess we could analyze it even after the rook took. We would be up 2 minor pieces, and yeah, he's going to play queen to g4, and we have kind of a kingside attack. But let's see what happens if the bishop doesn't take, and we get this pawn capture. All right, so queen, or king, and now it's saying queen to h4. I guess you're hitting the f6. All right, so king, and then we bring the knight in, and there's too many threats. We'll be able to take. Yeah, so at this point, and now notice that if he takes here, then we have this other mating pattern if the rook takes. So rook takes, and then we have this mating pattern where we're going to get this kind of move sequence to mate. All right, I'm going to